Alright, so continuing on from what we went through in our last video, we're just going to go through some exercises that can help you with that bottom position of snatch movement. So two movements that we're going to go through. We're going to go through the overhead squat, we're going to go through snatch balance. Again, as I said in the last video, just because these are good movements for people to do to get more comfortable down there, it doesn't mean you should be doing it. If you haven't covered off all the mobility prerequisites, then you need to work through that stuff first. Or it may not necessarily be the fix that you need to get better at the movement. You need to get a coach and you need to make sure that a coach covers you off. However, overhead squat, if you can overhead squat, you can get underneath the snatch. Okay, if you can overhead squat well, I should say. So we've already covered off those mobility prerequisites. Carly's gonna do the overhead squat and the snatch balance for us today. We've already checked with her. The movement itself looks good while she does it. So with these two movements, I would generally recommend taking the bar out of the rack. It just saves you taking it up from the ground. It also means you can use a little bit more weight. So when you get more proficient at these movements, you should technically be able to overhead squat more than what you snatch. So it means that you can use this as a bit of a confidence builder moving through into the snatch. So let's start off with the overhead squat. So what Carly's gonna do is she's just gonna take the bar out of the rack like she's doing a back squat. She'll then adjust her hands out to a snatch grip. And then she's just gonna push press the bar up from her back. And then from there, she'll set her feet into a regular squat stance, pressing up through her lats, making sure that that bar's centered over her heels, and then going down into the squat, and then coming up from there. The way you would use this as a confidence exercise for the snatch would be to actually do it with a 3-second pause down the bottom. So Carly goes down, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then comes up. Let's just do one more rep of that. So down she goes, 1, 2, 3, and then comes on up. Bring the bar back down, onto the back, and then walk it back into the rack. All right, so for the overhead squats, with the pause, what you're trying to do is when you're in the catch position for the snatch, there's gonna be times when you're lifting where you're just gonna have to chill out there and wait for the bar to stop moving before you bring it up. So if we're doing an overhead squat with a pause, with more weight than what we're snatching, it should start to build a little bit more of that confidence. Now, if you're finding one of the things that you struggle with is when you pull underneath, you're having to press it out, then moving on to our next movement, a snatch balance, is a great movement to help teach you to press out. Again, got to make sure you got the mobility before doing it. So the setup for a snatch balance is the same as what we're going to do for an overhead squat. Going to back it out, adjust those hands out to the width of what we would if we're snatching. And then from there, she's going to start by getting into that push press position, but then she's going to drive herself underneath the bar after she extends in that push press position. So just do 2 reps for me. Pressing under and then coming up, back down, then dip, drive, press under, come up. Thank you very much. Walk it back in. All right, so 2 very similar movements there, both trying to get different outcomes. One key point when we're doing a snatch balance that we want to make sure, same deal as when we do a push press, is as we dip down, we want to keep that nice upright torso. So I'm just dropping down, hips to my heels, same as our step 1, and then I'm going to drive up. After I've driven up, I'm pushing under. Okay, I want to make sure that I move my feet from underneath my hips into that squat stance. So after I've extended, I'm pushing under. I want to make sure that I'm not pushing up and then squatting down. Okay, it's a dynamic movement. And from there, you can then start to move on some other movements from the hang where you can practice pulling under the bar rather than trying to pull the bar a little bit higher. So they're 2 good movements to help with your confidence, getting yourself underneath the bar, and also practice getting yourself in key positions while you're doing the movement.